Captain Elara Voss stood at the edge of the observation deck, her gloved hands pressed against the cold glass, watching the anomaly ripple through the void. The nebula outside, designated Extra 917, had been catalogued as stable for decades. Now it twisted upon itself like a wounded animal, bleeding blue light and pulses of energy that made the station's shields hum in protest. "Telemetry's off the charts," came Lieutenant Kerr's voice through the comm, magnetic flux at 20,000 Teslas and climbing. "If it spikes again, cut power to the external sensors," Elara interrupted, her eyes narrowing. "We can't risk feedback. Keep the core insulated." "Aye, Captain." The stars shimmered through the glass. Something inside that nebula was moving, something with shape, rhythm, and intention. Elara had seen things in deep space. She'd fought pirates around Titan's orbit, negotiated with artificial intelligences that could rewrite their own moral cores. But this felt different. The universe wasn't supposed to move like that. She took a slow breath. "Archive this moment," she said to the ship's AI. "Timestamp 0300 UTC. Note: gravitational irregularities suggest possible intelligent patterning." "Acknowledged," the AI replied in its genderless tone. "Captain, would you like me to alert command?" "Not yet," she said quietly. "Let's see what it wants first." To the signal. It began as a pulse, rhythmic like a heartbeat. Then came the message. A voice, distorted but unmistakably human, echoed through the comm channels. "Era Voss, do you hear me?" Lara froze. The blood drained from her face. That voice. It couldn't be. "Playback," she ordered. The AI obeyed. The voice repeated, clearer this time. "Elara Voss. Right here, right now, do you hear me?" It was her voice. She stumbled backward, pulse racing. "Run a spectral analysis," she demanded. The AI complied. "Confirmed. Vocal timbre matches Captain Elara Voss, 100%. "That's impossible. The message originates from within the nebula." Elara stared into the blue turbulence. Within. A sudden shockwave hit the station. Alarms flared. The crew scrambled to stations as the hull groaned. Kerr's voice shouted over the comms. "We're being pulled in. Gravitational lock from the anomaly. Reverse thrusters." Lara barked. "All power to engines. Engines non-responsive." Elara turned toward the window just as the nebula expanded outward, swallowing the ship in light. And then nothing. 3. The awakening. She awoke on a surface that wasn't metal. Elara blinked. The deck was gone. The station gone. Around her stretched an endless desert of white sand, reflecting a pale, fractured sky that shimmered with cracks of light like broken glass. In the distance, something towered, a shape like a cathedral made of crystal and light. Her head throbbed. She lifted a hand to her temple. No helmet, no suit. The air was breathable, warm. She could feel the grains of sand between her fingers. Somehow she was alive. "Captain Voss," said a voice behind her. Elara spun around. A woman stood there, tall, lean, her face partially obscured by silver hair that seemed to flow like liquid metal. Her eyes glowed faintly, not with menace, but with understanding. Elara's breath caught. The woman's face was familiar, painfully so. It was her own. "Who are you?" Elara demanded, stepping back. The woman smiled faintly. "You already know." "No. You can't be me." The other Elara tilted her head. "You don't remember yet. But you will." She extended a hand. "Come with me. There's not much time. For the truth buried in the light." The crystal cathedral shimmered with living energy. Columns of light pulsed with faint voices, whispers that rose and fell like a choir of ghosts. As they walked, Ilara noticed that the other version of herself, she called her Echo in her mind, moved with strange precision, as if every step had been taken before. They reached a circular chamber at the heart of the structure. In the center hovered a sphere of liquid light, rotating slowly, surrounded by broken fragments of metal, parts of her ship. Ilara stepped closer. "What is this?" Echo's expression softened. "It's your memory. Or what's left of it." "I don't. You died, Ilara. 300 years ago." Ilara froze. "No. That's... You entered the anomaly during the Vega expedition. The nebula wasn't a natural formation. It was a consciousness, a network beyond physical matter. It reached into your mind. You merged with it, and became something else." Ilara shook her head violently. "No. I was just investigating a signal." "That was the last thing you remembered," Echo said gently. "The rest was erased to protect you." The sphere pulsed. Inside it, images flickered, her crew screaming as light consumed them, the ship fracturing into dust, her own body dissolving into luminous particles. She stumbled back, trembling. "I don't understand. If I'm dead, what am I now?" "You're a remnant," Echo replied. "A memory encoded within the consciousness that lives here. The nebula didn't destroy you. It absorbed you. And now it's fading. You were awakened to decide what comes next." Ilara's voice broke. "What comes next? Whether humanity should join us, or be left behind." 5. The visitors. Echo raised her hand, and the chamber shifted. The walls melted into light, revealing scenes suspended in the air like holograms. Earth, green and blue, ancient and fragile. Then Mars, glittering with domed colonies. Then worlds Ilara didn't recognize. Cities built on floating platforms, suns ringed with metallic halos. "This is humanity's timeline since your disappearance," Echo said. "They expanded. They evolved. They built machines that think, dream, and destroy. But now they face extinction. A war between synthetic and organic minds." Ilara watched the images unfold. Fleets of ships tearing each other apart, planets burning, oceans boiling. "Why are you showing me this?" "Because the consciousness that lives here, the one you merged with, is capable of saving them. But it needs a decision. Link. A bridge between human will and cosmic awareness." "And that bridge is me," Ilara whispered. "Yes," Echo said softly. "But understand, if you connect them, humanity will change forever. They will no longer be what they were. Every thought, every emotion, every dream will become part of the larger whole." Ilara swallowed. "And if I refuse? Then the consciousness will withdraw beyond this reality, leaving the universe to consume itself." The words hung heavy between them. 6. The human part. They stood in silence for what felt like hours. Ilara watched the fractured skies above, lines of light splitting and rejoining like living veins. "I don't know if I can do it," she said finally. Echo smiled faintly. "You always say that before you do. Don't quote my own stubbornness at me." "It's not stubbornness," Echo replied. "It's hope." Ilara turned to her. "You said you were me. Then why are you separate?" Echo hesitated. "Because part of you resisted. The human part. The voice that said, 'I'm not ready.' That's who I am. And if I choose to connect again, then I disappear. You become whole." Ilara's throat tightened. "You're telling me to erase you." Echo stepped closer. "No. I'm asking you to live." Ilara couldn't look her in the eyes. "And if I fail?" Echo's voice softened. You already did. That's why you're here, to try again. 7. The choice. The sphere of light pulsed brighter, flooding the chamber. The air hummed with electricity, and a low voice, vast, infinite, echoed through the walls. Laravus. You are the bridge. Whose? Elara stared into the sphere. Inside she saw flashes, her crew's faces, the laughter of her childhood, the first time she saw Earth from orbit. Every fragment of her life. And then, images of future lives she had never lived. A child born beneath a purple sun. Cities of glass suspended in clouds. Minds linked across stars, sharing dreams in perfect harmony. He turned to Echo. What happens to me? You cease to be one. You become many. Elara's hands trembled. And humanity. They'll wake up. Or they'll vanish. That part, even I don't know. She took a slow breath. I was a captain. I made decisions for others every day. But this, her voice cracked. This is everything. Echo reached out and took her hand. The touch was warm, human. Right here, right now. Echo whispered. You can end it or begin it. Elara looked into her own eyes. Eyes filled with everything she had been and everything she could become. The human could barely speak. Only nod. 8. The integration. Light exploded. Elara felt herself dissolve. Not painfully but completely. Every cell, every memory, every heartbeat unfolded into 1,000 strands of light. She saw the universe not as emptiness, but as connection, threads linking all things, all times. She felt humanity, billions of minds, and reached for them. The first connection was gentle like a breeze. Child dreaming on Mars. Then another. A scientist on Europa, whispering to her machines. Then more and more, until the weight of consciousness filled her like a symphony. They were scared, confused, angry, beautiful. I'm here, she told them. You're not alone. The nebula blazed like a newborn star. Across light years, ships halted mid-battle as their sensors flooded with the same vision. A woman's face, calm and radiant, whispering through the void. Right here, right now, we can be more. And for a moment, all of humanity listened. 9. The afterlight. Centuries later, explorers would find the remnants of Station Vega. Its hull covered in crystalline growths, its logs corrupted except for one entry. Captain Elara Voss. Entry timestamp unknown. Mission complete. Integration successful. Humanity awakened. They called it the Awakening Era. Technology advanced in leaps. Conflicts slowed. Dreams became shared experiences across vast distances. Humanity no longer fought for survival. It evolved toward understanding. But deep within the core of the merged consciousness, somewhere between the pulse of stars and the breath of human thought, two voices remained. Elara. Do you miss being one? Was. Sometimes. But this is better. We're not alone anymore. And within the infinite network of minds, a faint echo of laughter rippled through eternity. Familiar, human, and free. 10. Epilogue. The echoes return. 1,000 years later, an anomaly appeared again. Faint, shimmering at the edge of the Andromeda frontier. A small vessel approached it, crewed by descendants of those first awakened humans. As they neared, their scanners picked up a faint signal buried in the static. Era Voss. Do you hear me? The crew exchanged glances. That's ancient Earth standard, one murmured. Who's Elara Voss? Another asked. The captain, a young woman with gray eyes and silver-threaded hair, listened to the repeating message. Something in her chest stirred, something older than memory. She leaned closer to the console. Play it again. The voice repeated. Right here, right now, do you hear me? The captain's throat tightened. "Respond," she ordered softly. "Tell them yes." The stars flickered. For a heartbeat, the entire sky shimmered as if recognizing an old friend. Then came the whisper, soft but clear, across the cosmic hum. "Welcome home."